Welcome to Spreadsheet Tips on Present Value. Today we're going to be taking a look at the present value of $1,000. So the value of it today, if let's say you were going to borrow me $1,000 and I wasn't going to give that back to you for, let's say, 5 years. In that instance, we need to calculate. Obviously, you're not going to give me that full $1,000 because you could have been earning, let's say, a rate of return of 10% on that over the whole 5 years that I've held on to it in the stock market or something similar. So we're going to calculate what value you would be willing to give me if I was going to then return you $1,000 in, let's say, 5 years. And so you can see here on the screen, we've got, I'm going to go ahead and delete this formula out, and we'll just rebuild it. We've got our investment of $1,000, the rate of return that you could have earned if you hadn't have given your $1,000 to me, and the numbers of years that you're considering whether I can hold on to that $1,000. So maybe only just a year, maybe you trust me a lot and let me hold on to that $1,000 for 5 years or even 10 years. So to be able to calculate this, we're going to go ahead and build our formula. And you can see the way that I've got it set up. I'm going to want to drag this formula eventually down. So we're going to keep that in mind as we're building our present value formula. So the first thing we're going to grab is that future value of money that I will be giving back to you at the end of our arrangement. Okay? And we're going to go ahead and divide that. And we're going to use 2 sets of parentheses because that's what we're going to need eventually. I'm going to take 1 plus this rate of return. And since I'm going to be pulling this down, I'm going to go ahead and hit F4 and do an absolute value on that rate of return, because as I pull my formula down, I don't want that to change. So I'm going to close my parentheses. And then I also want to take into consideration how many years I'm going to be holding on to your money. So we're going to use the power of symbol. You can find that on above the 6 on your keyboard. So I do Shift 6. That little symbol is the power of. Okay? And then I'm going to want it to reference to the number of years that I'm holding on to your money. Then I'm going to go ahead and close my parentheses. So this is the formula that you would use if you were going to calculate the present value of $1,000 if I held on to it for 1 year and then returned that $1,000 to you. So you would be willing to pay me $909.09 today if I would return your money to you a year from now, and I would return to you $1,000. So we set this formula up so that we'd be able to drag it down. So let's go ahead and do that. And now we can see that if you trusted me a lot and you were going to let me hang on to your $1,000 for 5 years, today you'd give me $620.92, expecting that in 5 years I would give you your $1,000 back. This is the present value of receiving a $1,000 payment 5 years from today. 10 years, the present value today of $1,000 is $385.54. So kind of a neat little spreadsheet that you can use, and hopefully you hold on to this and we'll use it in future classes. Thanks for joining me on this spreadsheet tip.